When does happiness become a bad thing? In this video, I'll be giving you a quick breakdown of what toxic positivity is and how to deal with it. My name is Jeff, and my goal is to make psychology make sense. Stick around. Since my last episode was on happiness, I want to talk to you guys today about what happens when you turn the dial up to the extreme on happiness. I've definitely been guilty of this before. When we have unhealthy levels of happiness, it can then be considered toxic positivity. So, when is happiness considered to be at unhealthy levels? This is when you dismiss uncomfortable emotions and just replace them with false reassurances. This is the mindset that we always need to be happy 100% of the time, no matter what. Although we should all strive to have healthy, realistic, and positive viewpoints of the world, we need to be human as well and experience other emotional states as they need to arise. By staying in this toxic mindset for too long, some people may categorize you in the outgroup and push you away. They could see you as a villain that's out to harm their mental health. As with everything else, balance is key. I'm not saying at all that positivity and happiness are bad. In fact, I think they're wonderful things in doses at the right times. On the flip side, too much negativity is also a bad thing. We can't always have this victim mindset thinking that everything has gone wrong for us and that the whole world should feel sorry for us. Your goal shouldn't be to avoid tension and discomfort altogether, but to work through it in healthy and constructive ways. We should do this while working through all the necessary and real emotions that come with the hard times. As I mentioned in my last video on happiness, everyone has a different set zone of happiness hardwired into their brains. Some people have a much higher set zone, so they come across as way more positive. The key is to have the emotional intelligence and discipline to know when you need to be realistic and experience other emotions as well, and help others work through whatever it is they need to work through without always trying to just experience one emotion all the time. So how does toxic positivity damage your mental health and make you seem like a villain in the eyes of others? Here's 5 ways. Number 1, toxic positivity masks true feelings just to be happy. Thinking that negative emotions just shouldn't exist at all in your mind causes your body to suppress those emotions, and it causes them to manifest themselves in other ways like anxiety or depression, because those earlier emotions couldn't be expressed in healthy ways. You start to become the villain of your very own mind. You need to always work through every one of your emotions as needed. Masking true feelings can even lead to repression, which causes your brain to unconsciously block unacceptable thoughts as a coping mechanism. Number 2, toxic positivity brushes off problems rather than faces them. As humans, we're emotional creatures, so we're hardwired to experience a wide array of emotional states. If we always resort to the toxic positive mindset where everything is happy and good, no matter what, we never truly get to address problems as they come up, and these real-world problems can worsen over time. Let me know in the comments below if you've ever had a memorable time dealing with someone who had toxic positivity. Number 3, toxic positivity minimizes other people's experiences and invalidates them. When you tell someone that they shouldn't be sad or angry over something, you're taking away something that doesn't belong to you. That's their emotional baggage. You should help them carry it, but in healthy and constructive ways. We should do this to help validate them and work through all of the hard emotions rather than escaping them. Number 4, toxic positivity shames those who are not happy. Being in extreme emotional state, it pushes onto others the strong belief that we're only allowed to feel happiness and nothing else. It can be very off-putting to others and make them upset with you, further making you the villain of the situation at hand. sure to stay away from this. Number 5, toxic positivity makes you feel a deep sense of guilt for being human and experiencing any other emotions. It robs you of what's supposed to make you human, and it naturally strips down the layers that are supposed to make you a relatable person. With so much guilt and a perceived lack of empathy for others, some may literally think of psychopathic traits that they want to stay away from. You may have even fully convinced yourself to think that smiling it off is easier than just explaining what's killing you on the inside. But you don't want to be the villain, right? So here's what you can do. Deeply understand and master your emotional intelligence. The more you can master this, the more you can master yourself, which means the more you can start mastering the world around you in constructive ways. When you understand your own emotions and how they impact others, you can be better equipped to spot when toxic positivity might be harming a situation or relationship more than you'd like it to. Be realistic about what you're feeling in the moment. A great place to start with this is by using the feeling wheel on proper affective labeling or naming of emotions as they come up. I talk about the feeling wheel in much greater detail in my Understanding and Controlling Emotions video, so be sure to check that one out. There's a large body of research suggesting that when we label emotions, we not only understand them better, but they also don't have as much of a pull over us. Also understand that it's okay to feel multiple emotions at the same time. For example, you could feel nervous about a work project coming up, but you could also feel hopeful and happy about what the outcome could be. We are multifaceted and dynamic. The human mind is capable of wonderful things. Don't sell yourself short by only limiting yourself to just one emotion all the time. Practice your listening skills and your empathy. The more you can help validate others and help them feel special, the less chance you have of coming across as the villain in any given situation. People will want to be around you more. They'll feel supported, and they can relate to you so much easier when you help them feel like they're understood, emotions and all. When faced with tough life situations with others, try your best to avoid phrases like, "It could be worse," "Other people have it so much harder than you," "It's not so bad," or any phrases that exclusively look for the brilliant silver lining every single time. Instead, try phrases like, "That must be really difficult. Is there anything you'd like from me right now? I'm here for you." Or simply just practice active and intentional listening. By being a strong listener, you can easily stay away from the traps that toxic positivity can present. Life is incredibly unfair. Good things will happen to bad people, and bad things will happen to good people. We're all emotional creatures that have to deal with the frustrations that our brains present us. Based on the body and mind we're given, along with the ways we develop and skills we learn, we have various ways of dealing with happiness and emotions. We have to be exceptionally careful about masking other emotions for the sake of prioritizing happiness all the time. We should absolutely strive to be happy people and feel that emotional state a good percentage of the time. But we also need to move through all the other emotions our bodies share with us. We need to be the humans that we were biologically constructed to be. Toxic positivity masks emotions, pushes others away, damages our mental health, and brings in a sense of delusion to the world around us. By developing your emotional intelligence, labeling your emotions, practicing your empathy and listening skills, and being patient with yourself and others, you can fly high and far away from the villain that lies deep within all of us. This video is all about the toxic, extreme version of positivity, but if you want to learn about the healthy version of happiness, be sure to check out my last video on how to actually be happy according to psychology. So for all things psychology to help you think, feel, and perform better, stay tuned right here on Psychology of Living.